Welcome to Panel Pictures. I'm your host, Oisin. With me is David.
Hey.
How are things, David?
All good. I'm excited, to be here, as always.
Awesome. Well, we're here because we're both very excited for the new Superman movie with James Gunn.
One of us is very more excited about the movie itself, which is you.
That's true.
And I'm more excited because it's by James Gunn.
That is true. Your best friend, James Gunn. Yes.
If you listen in on our podcast, Panel Pictures, you will know that me and Gunzo, as I like to call him, have turbulent history, to say the least.
Of course. Well, listen, I know obviously these characters, like Superman, Green Lantern, Hawkgirl. Not that one.
Did you say Hot Girl? Or
no. I said Hot Girl.
It's
a cartoon, David. It's a bloody cartoon.
Oh, well,
And it's not that
have a lot of different shapes and forms these days. I'm not judging people out there who like different cartoons to me. You know who you are.
Well, look, listen, we'd said, you know what? Let's look at the animated beginnings of these characters. No better place to look at it than the series opener for Justice League.
Yes.
Secret Origins.
Is that the animated series on Netflix? If you want to watch it.
It's on Netflix.
And if you don't have a Netflix account, I find that kind of weird.
Yeah, or Dodgy Box.
Yeah.
Or mysterious bootleg DVD.
We don't judge.
Yeah.
As long as you watch it.
So, what is your history with the DC animated stuff?
I didn't really. I've told you before. I'm a Marvel fan.
Yeah. Were you watching Batman the Animated Series or Batman from the Future, as it was called over here?
I unfortunately did not watch them.
Oh.
I didn't have a Batman childhood. Oh, okay.
Boo.
I was busy watching Marvel and keeping up with that stuff. Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't. I can like Marvel.
That's true. You're okay. You can like Marvel. You can like both.
I do like both. I don't want people thinking
both.
I don't like both. I did not grow up watching the animated DC universe.
People at home, you can like both Marvel and DC. And apples and oranges.
Yes, but I think apples are better.
Oh, well, let's not get into that.
No, we're not. It's not the place.
Let's not get into that. The series came in after Bruce Timm, who was like a producer, not only on like Batman the Animated Series, but like Superman the Animated Series. He wanted to make sonal series focus on the Justice League because that some characters would have like appeared in other stuff, like Zatanna showed up in Batman the Animated Series, and Green Lantern and the Flash showed up in Superman. So why not like kick into gear this DC animated universe? So as well, it was inspired by like the Justice League comics, but they replaced some other characters to make it more diverse. So like on the roster, you obviously got your Batman, your Martian Manhunter, your Superman, but they also added like Hawkgirl and like Jon Stewart to really give like more of a diverse kind of team of characters to work off with. And I think it works very well. There's a good chemistry between all of them. Like even in the episodes we were watching, I loved the chemistry between like Flash and Green Lantern. Like
that was actually pretty. Yeah. I like the Flash in these almost more than the live action Flash. He's actually very charismatic.
Yeah,
in this.
He didn't put a baby in a microwave.
Yes, I guess we don't condone that sort of behaviour, if I'm honest.
These episodes are such a lovely homage to not only like the original comics, but there's also like they sprinkle in some little Morrison's JLA in there with like the White Martians and everything like that.
Yeah.
They were featured very heavily in the first arc of that comic series, and also there's like a lot of love as well for like 50s disaster kind of sci-fi movies as well.
I mean, War of the Worlds kind of came across a lot in this
100%.
This arc to me.
Even Invasion of the Body Snatchers, all that kind of stuff. Like,
I feel like they took very classic sci-fi premises and put them all over this.
They put some like superheroes into it. It worked out pretty well. Now, I gotta say, what do you think of the intro?
The intro? I'm glad you asked.
Yeah.
I'm glad you asked it.
Yeah.
I did like the intro. I think the music is very epic.
Yeah.
But as I said, I haven't really watched the animated DC universe. So I was a little worried when I saw the animation of the intro characters. Yeah. I was like, is this what we're about to see?
It's a bit dated.
A little dated. I wouldn't say it's bad. It's just, it's dated.
Yeah. And I also think it's long as fuck.
Oh, yeah. I normally like watching the intros, but I skipped it after the first one.
Yeah. Oh, I just prefer the Just League Unlimited one. I thought that was way better. That was more like kind of, quick zappy kind of like that. I enjoyed that intro way more. This one is like it takes its bloody time.
Yeah, you're falling asleep before the show actually starts, but you're stuck in the intro.
Oh, 100%. But once the show does get kicked into gear, it's pretty good now.
I know, you know what? Because this is actually my introduction to the DC animated universe. I'll put it that way. and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I'll be watching more.
Yeah, well, look, these episodes are really good in particular, especially that first episode, because how they weave different heroes of different backgrounds together. Like, this feels like a really good unit. I think the first episode is a really good example of that, because Batman is usually a character that's like associated with like grounded kind of like detective skills. You don't really see Batman in space or fighting aliens like in his own stories. It's usually like stuff like, you know, if he's meeting a Superman or a Justice League, like he'll get involved in that. But I thought this first episode was a really good like example of bringing like particularly this animated version of Batman, who yes had met like a Superman, but was more focused on like the grounded kind of street level stakes of Gotham, and bringing him into like this world where there aren't white Martians and like a John Jones and everything like that. And it's really cool to see Batman just running around, you know, looking at all these,
doing what he does,
being like, oh, what are these people up to?
I completely agree. I think I loved about this was like Avengers something, it was kind of a team up arc. It was bringing the Justice League together. But I love that it knows the audience know who Superman is, they know who Batman is, they know who Green Lantern is, so they don't have to give everyone an origin story before Avengers. It's just they already exist and you accept that, and these episodes just get to bring them together and have fun with that. You don't need to worry about, do you know this character's background, do you know that one. You can just jump right into a story about all of them and be invested in it straight away, which I like, not having to be educated on people. They just let it go. You know, I didn't know who Hawkgirl was really, and I don't know much about Green Lantern, but I didn't need to enjoy these episodes. Yeah,
I will say though, like when they all come together, it's a little bit clunky. Like, Green Lantern and Hawkgirl just show up.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
Yeah, and it's just like Green Lantern's excuse is like, oh, sorry, I was just stopping an uprise or whatever he says.
I would like to see that episode.
Yeah,
there's an uprising nearby.
And it's like, do you think like he stopped the uprising and then was just like, oh yeah, I guess I got it. I guess I got time. You know, I guess I'll help out Batman.
That alien spaceship over there might be a bit of a problem. I'll check it out.
But I think like it makes sense because like there was a telepathic kind of connection that brought them together. But like I was a bit like, it's a bit kind of like, I did like the chemistry, and as I said, like Flash and Green Lantern have great even like Superman and Hawkgirl have great chemistry as well.
I didn't think I was going to see that team up in these episodes. They were saying teams, Batman was going to stick with Superman, and they went off with like very interesting partnerings, and it was actually made it better. No, I thought these 3 episodes for my introduction to it were really good. I thought the animation was really cool on the 100%. Martians as well, especially like the aliens. I don't think, not the Martians, the aliens that are like trying to take over. Such a cool idea for the animation there. You're
right. I did like as well the cast as well. Obviously, you have like acting legends in it. You know, Phil Lamar, Hermes from Futurama. He's
great character as well.
He's Jon Stewart, which is like brilliant. Charlie Slater was the Flash in Superman the Animated Series. He got replaced by Michael Rosenbaum, who was Lex Luthor in Smallville. Kevin Conroy as well, who's like the voice of Batman. And you recognize him. You recognize him from the Arkham games and everything like that. But there's so many great acting talents in it. Like even like Carl Lumbly as John Jones. He's Isaiah Bradley now in the MCU. George Newbaum took over from Tim Daly, who was Superman in the Animated Series. And I know a lot of people are like, Tim Daly is better and everything like that. But I like both. But I think George Newbaum, he works for this kind of a bit older version of Superman. Like, you see the lines in his face and it kind of showcases that, like, he's been around the block for a while. Susan Eisenberg voiced Wonder Woman. I did like her introduction in this episode.
I thought her introduction in these arcs was good. The
peaceful kind of Themyscira contrasted with like the chaos of mankind. As the series goes on, like you're getting more development with her as well, and I think that's really cool. So it's nice to see the foundations of that.
And I'd completely forgotten that she could fly from watching like the live action one. When she just started flying, I was like, wait a minute. Is this always a thing, or have I just been out of the loop?
And Maria Pilar Canelas Valera, hope I'm pronouncing that right.
You probably pronounced it better than I
did. She's the mum in Wizards of Waverly Place.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and like she was in Danny Phantom and Proud Family. She actually had no like voice acting experience before, kind of similar to Kevin Conroy, but she like fell in love with the process and the character. And I think you can tell like the way this is written, the way it's animated, there's so much of a love for these characters. And it kind of like, you know, we dogged on the intro a little bit, but like it's a good way of building up that like excitement
Yeah,
and drill for
I
these
still respect
characters.
it.
Like, yeah,
The intro, like it goes for an epic format to the intro, and a slow one, and it's kind of cool. I think they could have done better at it.
Yeah,
but it prepares you for the epicness you're gonna see.
Yeah, it hypes you up, and it kind of complements the pantheos of these kind of characters. Although Superman kind of got nerfed a bit in the episode.
I was like, I think Batman came across more capable than Superman, which I'm happy about personally as a Batman fan.
Yeah, spoiler alert, he dies in like the end of episode 2, and then they're like, "What? How did you survive, Batman?" And the literal excuse is just because he's Batman.
Yeah,
like that's literally it.
I like that he saves everyone else at the end. He saves the people who can fly, who can punch through buildings. Like a guy who dresses as a bat is the guy who stopped the alien invasion.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm here for it.
Yeah, I know they kind of struggled, particularly with Superman. Like he is nerfed a lot in the episode. He's smoked by gas. The writers have gone and said like, "Oh yeah, we kind of didn't know really what to do with Superman a little bit because he is like, you know, this powerful superhero. Like it's hard when you've got like the Flash, you kind of like." You know, matches his speed. You've got Batman that matches kind of the like. It's just it's hard.
Yeah,
it's hard.
Yeah, you feel that in his intro. I think when Batman is fighting those people that turn out to be aliens or whatever they were, and Superman shows up to help him, and they probably knew Superman could beat them easily.
Yeah.
So the second he shows up for help, he gets like knocked out by a mind thing.
Yeah.
So like he doesn't even get to help at all in the first fight. I was like, okay, he was useless there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But I guess it gives as well like more spotlight to the other characters as well.
Yeah.
Like your Flash, like your Green Lantern, your John Jones, who I really liked. I thought he was really good in these episodes.
Cool in these episodes as well.
Yeah.
He's a real like stoic figure.
Yeah. And it's particularly as well like in later episodes, they give him much more nuance and everything like that. He like becomes much more comfortable with like, you know, the idea of superheroes as well.
Yeah.
And then like, you know, the human kind of way of life. It's quite good.
Yeah.
These episodes particularly paved the way of like what James Gunn is trying to replicate now. Because Hawkgirl and Green Lantern, like I know obviously in the movie it's going to be Guy Gardner, but the fact that like it had like Superman team up with these characters and give more general audiences like an introduction to these the characters and this mythos. Like I thought it was really good. Even like the comics right now. Justice League Unlimited is like heavily inspired by like the fun of like these kind of cartoons and everything like that. But I thought this was really good. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, that's really all I gotta say about it.
I think people should watch it, and I was glad you suggested this one to do because like you said, characters like Hawkgirl and Green Lantern, who I don't know much about, and they're going to appear now in a Superman movie that I want to see. Now you get a bit of background from watching them, and it's good background because it's not long, and it just gives you a good story and a bit about their powers and all. So if people are like excited for this new Superman movie, they should check out animated things like this. I didn't expect it to not only be good and fun and enjoyable, but also to prepare me for bigger movies down the road. And it really does, without educating you too much.
Yeah, it is quite good as well. Like, even in future episodes, not only in Justice League, but Justice League Unlimited, like, they do introduce characters that are going to be, like, part of James Gunn's DC universe, like Booster Gold and Metamorpho.
I want to mention one other thing. One character that needs to get a shout out is the best character in the 3 episodes, is the scientist guy from the first episode. He is my favourite one-liner I think I've seen in a show, full stop now. He goes in, he's leaving the office, and he turns to his scientist pals or whatever, not knowing they're aliens, and he invites them to a party like the champ he is. He's going out to get plastered, and he's like, "Are you guys coming?" And they just go, "Yeah." And he gives the best response I've ever seen, and he's like, "Oh my god, you guys are animals, I'll see yous there." And I was like, I wish someone invited me to parties with that much enthusiasm. And then turn around like, even Gunzo hasn't invited me in a year to his last party.
Unbelievable.
I keep calling him.
Yeah. Well, we all know what David's next party is going to be. He's going to be there with the White Martians.
Damn right. And Gunzo ain't invited because he didn't invite me to his.
Yeah, do invite us to the premiere, Gunzo, please.
Yeah, that was just a joke.
That was just a joke. And we're not White Martians. I know David is friends with them, but
he knows how much I love him. Gunzo, you know, I'm a big fan, and we're going to meet up soon like we promised. He's going to call me back. I know it's coming.
Well, look, listen, this has been Panel Pictures. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you have any other comic book, superhero, animated stuff you want to check out, whether like their shows or episodes or even like an animated movie, like I know DC have many of them. Even this universe has some DC anime movies we could explore in the future. But if you have any, leave a comment down below, give the video a like, Follow our podcast.
Yes, on Spotify.
On Spotify.
Easy to access.
And yeah, we'll see you around.
And remember, Gunzo is a great guy.
Gunzo is a great guy. And you're a great guy.
Well, you know.
You're a good person.
Thank you.
You know what? You're a good person.
I think that's the nicest thing.
I was chatting to the viewer.
Oh.
The person behind the screen, yeah. Sorry.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now I look foolish. Gunzo's going to hear about this later.
Yeah, you're not going to the premiere.
I'm starting a new podcast with Gunzo.
Oh no.
You're actually devastated.
Listen, thanks guys for watching.
Thank you guys.
And we'll see you on the next one.
Peace out.